It's time for another episode of Quarantine Comedy. Yeah, well, for those of you who might have missed some of the other episodes, I don't know why, because they're on YouTube. You could watch them. But yeah, the whole world got sent to timeout, and as soon as they did, we said, well, we should at least provide something for people that have to stay home. And that's where we came up with the concept of quarantine comedy. And so tonight, we have just a handful of comedians here in the club to share some of their funny with you. And I want to make sure and let everybody know, because I don't want hate mail coming. By the way, if you're going to send hate mail, send it to Steve at guttyscomedyclub.com.
Perfect.
But we don't need that. We are socially distanced and taking care of everybody, so I want to make sure everybody understands. And only one of the comics that I have to put a gun to their head and tell them they were coming to do a part of the show. I'll let you guess who it is. Other than that, who's ready to have a little bit of fun?
Yeah!
All right. Well, then we're going to bring to the stage the first comic tonight. He's my good friend. He is the only guy that I know that has done prison shows while serving time. Yeah. That's super cool. Help me welcome to the stage my good friend, Larry Jones.
Yeah!
We all having a good time so far?
Yeah!
All right, so I can change that. Excuse the appearance. You know, it's lockdown quarantine time. You know, I haven't shaved in a few days. You're lucky I showered last week. Oh man, it's new for all of us. It is a new experience. Speaking of new experience, how many parents are in here?
Yeah!
See, I have two kids. I still call them kids. They're adults now. But I still call them kids. My eldest is my daughter. She's 23 years old. And she was always one of those smart kids, you know, the one always straight A student, you know, National Honor Society, you know, 4 years of marching, even marched in a Rose Bowl parade. Yeah. Wow. And they invited her. She didn't just jump in there like I would. But no. By the time she got to college, she had 17 scholarships. So her whole first year was completely paid for. Didn't cost a penny, right? So yay her. And now she's Air Force intelligence. So it just goes to show you can drop them once. I mean, 8-month-olds are squirmy, and I caught her on the first bounce, so I mean, no harm, no foul, right? I mean, she's only 5'1", but I don't think that was my fault. I also have a son, allegedly. I say allegedly because he's like 6 foot tall, you know, and good looking, and I'm like, yeah, we need a DNA test on this one. I'm not too sure. He'll be 21 here in 3 days.
All right.
So yeah, and he is the navigator on the USS America. He's in the Navy.
Wow.
So both my kids are serving, so I'm quite proud of both of them. But yeah, he's not real happy about turning 21 when all this is going down, and let alone in the South China Sea, not allowed to get off the boat. So he thinks they should all have a big party for everybody turning 21. You know, when this is all lifted, everybody who's turned 21 should go out and have a big party together. And I can't see anything going wrong with that. Not at all. No. So yeah, being locked down now, most people are locked down. If you're locked down with a group, it's probably family or maybe roommates or something. And it's turned boredom eating into either a competitive sport or a game show. I'm not quite sure which. Because you'll be laying in your room, you know, binging Netflix and thinking, man, I wonder if that last piece of chicken's still in the refrigerator. And if it is, can I get to it before somebody else? We don't want to repeat a last week's last piece of cake incident. Man, Mom's got a mean left hook. Yeah, and I think now, you know, a lot of parents have been forced into homeschooling their kids. And I think teaching little kids anyway, math has gotten easier now. I mean, because you have okay, little Timmy, there are 48 Oreos in a package. There are 4 of us that live in a house. How many Oreos does each person get? Timmy says, 12? No. Mommy and Daddy each get 18, and the other 2 of you non-essentials get to fight for the rest. This is definitely a better word problem than we used to have when we were in school, you know. You know, like, Susie's at the market. She has 6 family packs of toilet paper and 5 pounds of ground beef. How many cats is she feeding? Since parents were forced into this homeschooling thing, I have a feeling a lot of kids are going back to school at the beginning of next year with a gift-wrapped bottle of tequila and a note that just says, the liquor store was out of apples. Good luck, God bless, and I'm really sorry for ever doubting you. Yeah. I think that's all my new stuff, isn't it? Yeah, I'll have to stretch those out somehow. But, there we are. I wanted to tell this joke because it is a challenge to tell it clean. Now, this all starts, have you ever given somebody a nickname they didn't know they had? We've all done it. We've all done it. Well, there was a guy who lived just outside my neighborhood growing up. And he lived on a small farm, decent-sized barn, and they would board horses, to make a little extra money. Part of his job was, to feed the horses and brush the horses, take care of them and all that. Well, his love of horses went on into the illegal. He really loved horses, like more than anybody should love horses. And one day he was showing a little extra attention to a horse that didn't appreciate it. And it ended up kicking him, and he went clean through the wall of the barn. I mean, it was years before he was stable again. It's a long way to go for a bad horse. It is. Yeah, I can't tell you his nickname. There's no way to clean that up. Yeah, that's a true story. True story. Most of it. But no, I have Crohn's disease. It's a crabby disease. Pun intended. Right? And I've had it for over 30 years. And in that 30 years, I've heard every euphemism for using the bathroom you can imagine, taking a poop, taking a crap, taking a dump, dropping a load off, dropping the kids off at the pool, taking a leak, taking a whiz, watering the flowers. And I think they're a bit old, overused, a little archaic, maybe even barbaric, if you go to the dirty ones. I think it's time we updated them. It is 2020, right? Mm-hmm. And it's the digital age. I think we should bring them into the digital age. I propose from now on, we start using logging out and streaming. Right? I mean, at least wish you thought of it. And make sure your bathroom conversation is more interesting at your friend's house, You're like, hey man, can I use your bathroom? Well, what are you doing? You logging out, you streaming. Instead of logging out, I need you to use the upstairs with the spray and the plunger. I've heard about that Crohn's disease. I'm like, man, one walking fart clears off a school bus as a freshman, and you never hear the end of it. It does help for social distancing at the grocery store. My old favorite pastime used to be going to the toddler section at Walmart and crop dusting the aisles, and then turning around and watching the moms checking the diapers. Laugh. You don't play that game at the pharmacy because the old people fight back. They win. Oh, yeah. Well, I got into comedy. Actually, July will be 6 years I've been doing this.
All right. Yeah.
I guess we all need to move that back a few months because nobody got on stage for too long. But I got into it because of my Crohn's, actually. I spent a lot of time at Riley Hospital for Children here in Indianapolis as a teenager, and I watched a lot of comedy. A lot, like too much. Like instead of doing my homework, I was like watching comedy. Which it really explains why I have a GED and a trade school education and not a high school diploma and a college education. Hindsight is 2020. But no, because laughter is the best medicine, and I really believe that all that laughter helped me to heal. And I try to laugh every day. I was 27 years in between major surgeries, so I think laughter does help. And almost as much as cannabis. But I mean, they're like real close, and one really begets the other. So you do them in the right order. But I told myself back then, I said one day I'm going to get up there, and that's what I'm going to do. I want to give back that laughter, that healing that I was gifted so much of, back as a teenager. And I continue telling jokes now because I am so addicted to the laughter and the applause, you know. And it's nights like this, and groups like y'all. I gotta thank y'all for not feeding my addiction too bad. Just remember, you can't say hilarious without saying Larry. I'm Larry George.
Hey, yeah!
Keep it going for Larry! All right, well, thank you so much for joining us here for a little bit of quarantine comedy. And a quick reminder to keep supporting Gutty's. Right now, because we don't have shows going on, we don't have money coming in the door. And so we have been very blessed because so many people have shown kindness and supported us in giving, whether it's $1 or $2, $2 million. We don't judge. And so if you can help us out, you can go to guttyscomedyclub.com/gift, and we appreciate the help. There is an end in sight. We know that it's coming soon, and we're excited about that. And so I want to make sure and let you know that unless something drastically changes and the governor decides to play a little game of psych, we should be able to reopen May 29th and 30th. We'll have a show here at half capacity, 50% of the room. So we basically only have 40 seats open for that. So if you want to get in for one of those two shows, you want to get your tickets now so that you make sure you have it, because we only have 40 seats that night. And here's who's on the show. We have the headliner that night is Joe Bates. Yeah. And if you haven't seen Joe, you definitely want to come out. And if you have seen him, you probably want to come out because you know the dude's hilarious. And so Joe will be headlining. Our feature that night is Jake Rubel. And then we have a guest spot that night with our house comedian, Hoss Ridgway. And he promised me that because of this COVID shutdown, and since the entire world was shut down for maintenance, he's had some time to write some new parody songs and different things. And so he's planning on bringing some goods that night that you haven't seen yet. And so by all means, get your tickets for either the 29th or 30th and show up here at Gutty's as we reopen. We've got the tables reset. We've got limited seats at each of the tables, so we've got plenty of social distancing and all of that to keep you safe, so you know that it's going to be okay for you to come out. And if you're still feeling a little bit questionable, I want you to also know we've got some really cool Gutty's tubies on the way. They kind of double as a real cool scarf in the winter, or you can pull them up over your face and your nose, and it provides that safety level of keeping you safe from somebody coughing at you, or for you spitting at them for coughing at you, which is a really kind of a bonus plus thing there. So anyway, just want to make sure you all know about that. And until next time, please continue to laugh, continue to have fun, and make sure you get back here to Gutty's when the house opens back up, because we want to see you here at Gutty's Comedy Club. Thanks so much. God bless.